Hey you guys, what's up and welcome back to the Smalletics YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you guys the top 10 things I wish I knew prior to starting my fitness journey. And you guys, there was a lot of stuff, like a lot, that I wish I knew. There's so much stuff that would have just helped me get started quicker, and so I'm just gonna share all of them with you guys today, and hopefully that'll help you skip a few of those steps that cause confusion and frustration so you can just start getting results. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, starting with number 10, and we'll count down to the most important thing, I guess, would be strength training. Now, prior to starting my fitness journey, I only knew athletics and I only knew my sport. I had never trained intentionally for any certain result other than to be good at my sport. So going into the gym was new territory for me. I usually would go to the gym just with my team and lift weights, but I had a trainer. I had no idea what I was doing back then. It was so long ago, almost 10 years ago now. And I thought that if I wanted to get in the best shape of my life, I would need to go do lots of cardio and restrict my calories, and strength training was just not even on my horizon. I thought, okay, HIIT workouts, cardio, I'm ready to do this. And strength training is really what I needed to be doing in order to build muscle so that I could have that tone and definition. For me, I wanted to look really toned and in shape, and what I did not understand back then was that that tone comes from muscle, and you have to lift weights in order to have that muscular tone, and you don't have to look bulky or muscular. You just need to lift weights so you can have a little bit of muscle so that you can actually have that toned look and look more curvier, as I guess, you know, it helps add curves but also definition. So then that number one thing, or number 10 would be on the list, was I wish I had skipped all of those years doing cardio and just running my tush off and just gone into the gym and picked up weights, even though I remember being very afraid of weights, thinking that they would make me bulky, thinking, yeah, this isn't for me. And this was back before weights were cool. I feel like weights are a little cooler now, but weights and strength training is definitely the way to get started if you're looking to have that toned look. Okay, this naturally leads me to the next one, number 9, out of the things I wish that I knew before starting my journey, and that was, they go hand in hand, but doing too much cardio is not going to help you get to your goals. So I had this whole phase where I did tons of cardio. I got up every morning, I'd run at night, I just did tons of cardio, and what ended up happening is that I just looked kind of like soft. Like it just looked soft, but I didn't have that toned, strong look that I was going for. So it was very hard for me, even though it seems obvious now, to understand what was going on back then. I thought, okay, I must not be doing enough cardio. Believe it or not, I thought I'm not doing enough. I guess I have to do more cardio because I'm just not looking the way I want to look yet, or feeling the way I want to feel yet. I was feeling weak, tired, no motivation. I mean, I was totally burnt out because running is exhausting and not enjoyable for me. So that would be number 9 was, and they do go hand in hand, I was approaching it wrong, thinking that my lack of results was coming from me not doing good enough instead of the program not being the right program. Number 8 would be that I wish I knew that doing random workouts that I found on Instagram and YouTube was not going to help me achieve the goal, and that I really needed a structured, progressive program to get me to where I wanted to go. I would do, search on YouTube, find a HIIT workout, and I even had a sticky note back then. This was end of high school, college years. I had this sticky note and it had links to all my favorite YouTube videos for workouts, and I would create my own program based on the workouts. And I thought, okay, if I just do these random workouts every day, then I'll get the results I want. There's a few problems with this. First of all, random workouts get you random results, for real. They do not get you a specific result. If you want a specific result, you need a specific program to address that, and that includes your nutrition and your fitness. And I was on a mess of a lack of program, basically. I would do these random YouTube workouts, and then I would try to eat healthy, and I had no idea what that meant. In my mind, I had a definition of healthy. It was not based in anything real or, true about nutrition or the science or anything. It was just, okay, I gotta eat the salads and, eat clean, whatever that meant. and do lots of cardio and do lots of these random YouTube workouts, which tended to be HIIT workouts, so high intensity interval training, or cardio based like burpees, that type of stuff. And you do need a structured progressive program to get to where you want to go. And that means having a program that has built into it progressive overload. That's when you increase the intensity, usually, by the way of increasing your weights or decreasing rest periods. There's lots of ways to use progressive overload, but you need a program that's going to scale with you towards your end goal. And that's why, by the way, the Petite Power Program is so great, because it has a very specific goal and it helps you achieve that over 12 weeks. Every week is progressing you towards that destination. In case you don't know what it is, by the way, Petite Power is our 12-week fitness and nutrition transformation program for short women, and it's progressive. It's built and created and designed to take you through that transformation, so you don't have to just do random one-off workouts here and there. Any trainer, any person who knows what they're talking about will always tell you, okay, are you doing random workouts, or are you following a program? And if people say, I'm not getting results, but I'm just doing whatever, they're gonna say, okay, you need to find a good program to get yourself onto so that you can start to work towards something. So I wish I knew that. I wish someone had told me that early on, that this idea of just doing whatever I found on YouTube was just not gonna cut it. Okay, number 7, I wish that I hadn't spent so much of my energy focusing on the scale instead of my body composition. And I'll break this down for you guys. We often think that our results are going to come sort of in conjunction with the scale decreasing, right? And if you have a lot of weight to lose, then yes, you might have a specific goal for the scale to go down. However, if you're sitting at a healthy weight or a weight that you're comfortable with, maybe you want to lose 5 pounds, but if there's not a crazy amount of weight that you want to lose, you don't need to be focusing on the scale. You need to be focusing on your body composition. That is your fat to muscle ratio. And I was obsessed with the scale. I was between 112-ish around there when I was doing all that cardio, and I kept just pushing the scale to go down. More cardio, push it down, push it down. But you can lose muscle from running and fat and end up looking soft like I did and not achieving your goals, when really if I had just thrown the scale out for a bit and focused on building muscle and losing fat, I might weigh more at the end of the day. Maybe I'm 115, but I would look totally different. And that's exactly what happened when I finally understood the science behind body composition. In 12 weeks, I had my first body recomposition, which I've talked about a lot, but I'll show you a photo here. And I was heavier in my more fit picture, and that scared me at first, right? But once I realized, okay, I'm going for my composition, I want to change the composition of what I look like. I don't care about the overall number. That unlocked a lot for me. So if you're around a weight that you're comfortable with and you want to just change how you look and honestly how you feel, because you're gonna feel stronger, you're gonna have more energy, it's going to be a much healthier place to be in than depriving yourself and doing tons of cardio, then I definitely recommend questioning why you're so tied to the scale. And maybe you don't even need the scale unless you have a really concerted weight loss goal. The other thing I'll say about the scale is when you're weighing yourself, you're weighing everything. You're weighing your body fat, right? You're also weighing your muscle, you're weighing your bones, and you're weighing your water. And your water can fluctuate a lot on a day-to-day basis. Hormones can cause fluctuations. It's really just not the most reliable thing to track your progress on. And the number on the scale is not gonna tell you anything about the actual composition of your body. So it's really important to have that mindset switch that I don't care about the scale anymore, I care about my body composition. I don't care about my weight anymore, I care about my metabolism. And that is gonna be a huge breakthrough for you in terms of making progress. Okay, number 6, I always thought that if I wanted to get in the best shape ever, I would need to just go ham for like 2 weeks or a month and go really extreme. And then once I got to my goal weight, I would stop and I would just be like, I made it, and just go on back to my life. What I really needed to know, what I wish I knew, was that I needed to look for something that was sustainable, that I could enjoy, that wasn't extreme, so that I could do it the rest of my life. It would get me the results I want, and I wouldn't have to kill myself to get those results. Because if you have to kill yourself to get results, like burpees and all this stuff, dieting, you're not going to be able to keep the results if you even are able to get to them in the first place. Most of the time, 99% of diets end in failure. Adherence is too hard, they're too extreme. If you manage to get to that goal on an extreme lifestyle plan, you can't keep it then, because how are you gonna do that for the rest of your life, right? Do you really want to eat 0 carbs for the rest of your life? Do you really want to do 3 hours of cardio every day for the rest of your life? Probably not. And there's probably gonna be times with your job or relationships where you actually just can't dedicate that much energy, emotional capacity, and time to that type of a lifestyle. So I wish that I had focused more on, okay, what is the minimum amount of work that I could put in that will still get me a result that I enjoy and I can keep up with, and I have that sustainable mindset. And that is gonna make a huge difference for you too. It's just, okay, what makes me happy? What can I commit to forever? You know, when you do make a change to your current program, ask yourself, is this something I could do 3 months from now and not just now? For example, you can't diet forever, so it's probably not gonna work. So yeah, that would be number 6, was just sustainability. Okay, number 5, getting into nutrition. I wish that I knew that nutrition would be about 80% of the work. Because I used to eat a lot of food and then try to run it off, and I was stuck in that mentality, I thought that fitness and working out would be where I made the most progress. But nutrition is really where you're going to see the most progress, especially if you have a fat loss goal. You're not gonna lose fat just from working out in the gym. You're going to need to have another level to your program that includes nutrition and just better education about nutrition and awareness about your current nutrition in order to get there. I would say, and I say this to people, but I still don't think it clicks, nutrition is going to be driving your fat loss goals. You can't get there with fitness alone, and you can't outwork a mediocre diet. Okay, that leads me very naturally into the next one, which is number 4, 2-week ab challenges do not get you abs. This was something I feel like these are things you know, but you still just do the things that you know won't work. It's like this really horrible cycle and trap that we put ourselves in. I remember doing 2-week ab challenges, 10-day ab challenges, insane number of crunches. I would just spend most of my time doing ab workouts. There was a whole maybe year where I would be in my college dorm room doing like crunches and oblique stuff, and this goes for building a butt too. Like any of the really too good to be true type of challenges you see, they're like flat abs, flat tummy in 24 hours, 2 weeks, a month, even 30 days. No amount of crunches or ab work is going to give you visible abs. Yes, they will work the muscles underneath the layer of fat in your abdomen. However, you're not gonna be able to see that work unless you lose fat first. And doing ab exercises does not burn fat. So I wish I knew that, because I wouldn't have spent so many hours of my life doing ab challenges. Number 3, kind of getting down to the wire here, I had no knowledge of macronutrients, which are your proteins, fats, and your carbohydrates. We call them PFF in the Smalletics world, protein, fats, and fibrous carbs. And I didn't really know what they were. I didn't know that it was really important that my nutrition reflect a certain ratio of food groups to affect the ratio of body fat to muscle mass in my body composition. And once I did a food journal and I started tracking my food, not as a lifestyle, but just I got into a new level of awareness about what I was eating and what am I putting in my body, what is this food and what is it doing for me. Once I started learning about that and the best ratios for my body type as a petite woman, I saw I had a huge breakthrough. So I wish that I had gotten into macronutrients sooner, and not just macros, like we've talked about this so many times, but those macronutrients, that calculators that you find online are terrible for petite women. I have so many videos about this. They estimate that petite women should eat like less than 1,000 calories a day because it's just a calculator and an algorithm, and you're putting in smaller numbers, like, you know, lower height and whatever. It's literally gonna give you a dangerous number. So when I got into macros, eventually I got my nutrition certification and I started working with petite women exclusively. And now we have today in the Petite Power Program our own proprietary macronutrient ratios that are specific to the petite female body type that work really well for us. That's what works today for me and what works for all of my hundreds of clients. And I wish that I had just paid a little bit more attention to the composition of my diet, which has a huge effect on the composition of your body. Okay, number 2 would be finding a community or some sort of accountability so that you can keep showing up and being consistent, because no plan, no matter how good it is, will work unless you do it consistently. And you need to stick to a program for 4 to 6 weeks minimum without changing other variables to see if it's working for you. That's the hardest part for people, I find. And I would always like start programs and stop them, and I couldn't stick to them, and I would get impatient. It's really important that you tell a friend what you're doing, or even like taking that a step further. When you have a community of women and you're sharing your actual vulnerabilities with them, like your fears, your insecurities about your body, and they're also like in the same place as you, and they're like, oh my gosh, me too, I thought I was the only one, that is really motivating. And when I started my journey, I didn't have that, and so I started an Instagram, and I found you guys, and you guys helped motivate me to show up every day. And today I've tried to create that exact same feeling in the Petite Power Program in terms of the structure of the community, hundreds of other petite women who are like-minded, who are feeling, we've gone through similar life experiences and are working towards similar goals. That is so important for sticking to a plan, because you have more to show up for, and also you know that people are counting on you. You know that they're gonna check in with you and say like, did you work out today? Like, how are you feeling? So finding any kind of community touch point, preferably one that is similar to your goals, will be super motivating. And we made it to number 1, you guys. Number 1 is, I wish that I had found, and I did eventually, I guess, but I wish that I had really honed in on what was different about my body type as a petite woman, why our metabolisms are slower. I wish I honed into that earlier and stopped comparing myself to taller women doing diets and cardio and getting results, so that I could just focus on me and what works for my body type and get results faster. If I had just focused on my body type instead of what other women were doing, or whatever Instagram model, how she got fit. So somehow I got to where I am today after going through all of the trial and error, but I would really prefer it if you didn't have to go through all of the things that I did to figure out what works for the petite female body type and what's sustainable and what actually is enjoyable. So you guys, if any of this resonates with you, these things that I wish I knew have all been solved in the Petite Power Program, which is why I believe so much in the program, and I know it works because it solves all those problems, gives you a shortcut to achieving your goals in 3 months versus 3 years or longer, or actually never. And that's what makes it so great, is it really ticks off all of these boxes of a program that is designed for your body type, the right workouts, the right nutrition, the right amount of accountability and coaching and support. And it's all based in actual real research. I'd love to invite you guys to join us. This is going to be the last session. These are all live groups that we do. The last session of 2020 is kicking off in November, and the doors are closing in just 2 days. So if you are interested at all, I really urge you to take a look at the link below. You could also schedule a call with me or one of my teammates to talk about if it's a right fit for you or not, or you can simply sign up if you feel like this is it, this is what you've been waiting for. We would so love to help make this process that is your fitness journey more enjoyable and fun, and able to do it at home and still connect with people online. So check out the link below, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video of the 10 things that I wish I knew before starting my fitness journey. If you did, please support my channel and give this video a like, and subscribe for more content tailored to petite women, and I will see you guys next week.